So I'm working on this commercial in Mid-Worcester District in downtown LA, and it's a easy day, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of traffic, people going on, and I'm walking and doing my rounders around the set. I'm on Video Village, and this PA comes up to me and says, "Hey RJ, we need your help. This old lady screaming, blah blah blah." So I'm thinking to myself, okay, wait a minute, that's like traffic over there. I'm over here watching the working trucks. Why don't you get some of the off-duty cops that are here on set take care of that problem? So we both look around, we don't see off-duty cops, and we see them over in the production trailer inside the actual trailer, enjoying that in the nice air conditioning, which everybody should be enjoying, right? But I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, why do we have off-duty cops on the film set anyways? Has anyone even thought about why there are off-duty cops on the film set? Because they don't do shit. They get paid tons of money, more money than what they made on working as an actual active cop than they did there, and it's pretty craziness. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, yep, 4 active cops are retired cops sitting in the trailer, and you're coming to me? So I'm like, okay, what the hell, whatever. So I go with the PA over to Video Village, and I see this old lady. She's like screaming and ranting at the clients and the producers that are right there. And so I go in and intervene and say, hey, you know what, ma'am, you can't be here right now. Can you just keep walking over there to the side? So as I'm telling the lady, hey, you need to walk over to the other side, you need to be on the other side of the tape, she starts talking to me. She's like, Fred, why are you doing this to me, Fred? Why are you telling me to leave? So I'm thinking, lady, I'm not Fred. And as this, the producer comes up to me and says, RJ, what did we do? The clients are watching, everyone's watching you. Do not hurt the lady. He's like, well, what do you mean hurt the lady? Like, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to like tie her up, beat her up? I'm just asking her to leave. I didn't touch her. You're not supposed to touch a lady on set. And so, as I'm talking to the producer, I see a hand from the distance, and I get clocked. I literally get clocked, and I step back, and this old lady just did a Mike Tyson punch out on my ass. So I step back, and she's over here swinging at me, going crazy, calling me Fred. I don't know who the fuck Fred is. And producers and everybody in the production are all looking at me like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? And I have that retired cops, they come out of the trailer, I mean lazy motherfuckers, and they're just there laughing, ha ha ha, everyone thinks it's all spectacular. If everybody had cell phones, I would be on YouTube as an idiot security guy getting in a fight with the grandma, because that's what this was. Old ladies over here swinging at me. I'm thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do? I've never really been in a situation where grandma was like going at me and Mike Tyson punch out here. So this old lady finally calms down. She's out of breath. She totally lost all her energy. I thought for sure she's gonna pass on the floor. Our medic had to come and check on her, make sure that it's okay. And so the location, the producer, they walk her back to her apartment. I mean, where we're at, like a little really busy area in Mid-Worcester District in downtown LA, because we work there. There's a lot of like houses, apartments, or where we're filming at. And so an hour goes by, everything's calm, I'm gonna stop laughing, making jokes, blah blah blah. Security guy fighting no grandma on set. And when the PA comes up to me and says, hey, we have a problem, that old lady who decked your ass is on the balcony screaming. So it's like, okay, once again, it's like, why are you telling me this for? I'm here security. That actually is locations, and locations will call our off-duty cops who are working with us, who don't do nothing, who get paid literally to do nothing but sit on the bikes or go inside the air-conditioned trailer. And why are you coming to me again? I mean, it has nothing really do to me. And so this time, the location guy comes out to me, a little short guy, Asian guy named David, who looks like Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle TV show. I kid you not, he looks just like him. The picture of him, Asian. And this guy's a really good guy. We worked with him a lot of times. He kept us busy in the commercial world. And so he's like, you know, RJ, need you to come with me? And so we go, and we see the old lady on top of the balcony, and she's screaming, blah, blah, blah. And she looks at me, she's like, Fred, F you, Fred, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the location guy says, well, what should we do? I said, well, call the police. Because I told the off-duty cops. And I said, okay, what'd they say? And they said, well, call the police. It's like, well, hello? And so the whole lady screaming is interrupting the filming, because we were filming outside, doing this one car shot, and like the camera's doing. And so they end up calling the police, which, okay, we have police on set, but we have to actually call real police. And so when the real cop came, you know, the lady by this time was gone. The location guy talked to the manager what apartment this lady was at. Because I guess she's like a problem lady. She had something wrong with her head. I don't know what it is. So when the real police arrives, the location guy and I tell him the situation. And so the first thing that comes out of the cop's voice is, well, why didn't you tell those officers on your set to go do something with this old lady? We don't know. So the location guy says, well, we did. And he said to call you guys. And so the real cop's like, well, what do they get paid for? And you know what? The whole 15, 18 years I've been working on a film set, I still don't know what those retired cops get paid for. So the location guy and the real officer, they go up into the apartment, to go check out this lady, and Dave, location guy, says, hey, RJ, come with us. I mean, I don't know why, but for shits and giggles, yeah, I'm gonna go and see what the hell was going on, because it's better than being outside. It's hot as hell. So we go inside this whole complex, and we go to the floor and the actual door where this old lady lives, and the door was like creaked open. It wasn't closed all the way, and so the cop knocks, the police, and the door opens up, and in the room, it looks really old, and like everything's all dirty, newspapers, and the stench. It smelled worse than a Teamster taking a shit in the trailer. So the door is opening, we see the old lady. She's sitting on the chair, like in far back room, her back to us. Now, at first it looked like a mannequin because of the way the hair looked. I never really looked at the back of her head. It looked weird, but she was rocking her chair slowly. And so we're standing there looking, and the cops responding, ma'am, officer, so-and-so, I'm here. And no response. The lady didn't move, didn't nudge, did nothing. So all three of us stay quiet, we don't say anything, and the officer looks at me and says, hey, security, go inside and see what she's doing. So I'm thinking, wait, what? I was like, no way, dude. I've seen the movie Quarantine. Next to the average black person, the security guards have the highest death rate in a horror movie. You go inside. That's what your job is. And the cop's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no, I'm not kidding you. That's what you get paid for. And the location guy stepped up and said, yeah, that's your job. He just came up here to show us some support and the whole room, and to point out where the old lady was. And the officer looks at us like, well, you know what? I'm not going there alone. So if I'm going in, you two guys gotta come in with me. So I'm thinking, is this even legal? Now as we walk into the room, this old lady, she gets up from the chair, she stops, she looks at us slowly, the arms down. As soon as she sees us, she throws her hands in the air and she starts screaming, running towards us. Now the location manager is with us, out of panic, knife mode like Call of Duty. He throws his water bottle at her, smacks the lady in the face. Now I'm not really sure why he threw the water bottle at her, but as he threw the water bottle, he also screamed, which was kind of funny during the time. And he hits the lady in the face, she falls on the ground, she doesn't move, the cop moves in. It looked like he's going to go for his gun, but I think he's going for a stun gun. And he told the lady, you stay down, unless we use force. I forgot what the lady's name was. And she gets up, and then she plats right in her face to the floor or ground. She like passes out, knocks out. Maybe the impact of the water bottle, I don't know. And so the location manager's like panicking, like, I think I killed her. I think, guard, I think I just killed the lady. And the officer's like, no, I think she just passed out. So I'm like looking at the lady. I don't want to get too close because I've seen horror movies, and this is when they always like jump up at the end. And the location guys grab my arm, like, Dave, did you do RJ? What do I do? I think I did the water bottle too hard on her. So, dude, you can't tell anybody that I threw water bottle at this lady. You can't tell anybody I just screamed. And I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out, okay? Now, it was definitely something else because as the cop called for paramedics, they came in. The old lady was like hydrated. She had no running water. She had no food in the kitchen, no food in the refrigerator. The power was off. I mean, the stench was like really, really bad. And when I went, the cop showed me, like, hey, I found out where the stench is coming from. So the cop takes me over to the bathroom. I follow him, and I walk inside. He's like, hold on, don't go too far in. And you can see the stench was really, really, really strong in that bathroom. There were at least 15, 20 cats hung all around the bathroom, curtains nailed to the wall, all skinned cats dead, hanging, blood dripping down walls, the fur on the ground. I mean, it was really, really disgusting. There's so many skinned cats hanging in that bathroom. Like, who does this old lady think she was? Predator? So paramedics come, they wrap everything up, they get this lady. I go back downstairs. It's like close to being wrapped. I talk to the location manager. He doesn't really say anything. He buys me lunch instead of eating the catering food. But I couldn't really eat that much when he bought me because the stench and the smell and the sight of seeing all these dead bodies of the animals upstairs kind of killed it for me. So that night I go home. I had some nightmares, of course, about the old lady being crazy and screaming, chasing me down the hallway. And the next morning I go back. We're at a different location, and I go to the catering truck. I order my food, and so I'm there waiting for my food at the catering truck, and there's a lot of crew members are coming up to me, and they're like, "Hey RJ, I heard some old lady came and bitch slapped you. You got pissed off. You went back upstairs, shoved the water bottle up down her throat, and then killed her cats and left them hanging in the bathroom." So I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute, what? And so one of the catering guys is like, that was you, RJ? I heard about that. I heard about the security guard who went up there and killed the lady's cats and then beat her up with a water bottle, and then the cops had to come and arrest him. So I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, what? None of that even happened. And then somebody else came up to me and said, hey, RJ, I heard that you're mad because this old lady like punched you because you slept with her daughter, you got her pregnant, and then all her cats were dead, and you ended up going up there and beating up the mom with a water bottle because she killed your girlfriend's cats. When the fuck do people come up with this shit?